Hello everyone, my name is Samuel the Analyst. Let's cut through the noise and get in-depth analysis on what the threat of the United States of America president to deploy the Pentagon into Nigeria really means. Because this is not just a talk, it is a crisis. And here is my take regarding these threats, and I will be providing you from my own point of view and from historical lens on what this invasion truly means. Surprisingly, I hear some Nigerians saying that this invasion would actually change Nigeria, but I'll provide you an analytical point of view from both the negative and the positive side. Then you now choose what you truly want, if it should be done or not. So here are the positive impacts of the threat that the United States of America made. First of all, this threat would actually ensure accountability and ensure proper action by the Nigerian government to tackle the insecurity the nation currently face and that takes life of its citizens on a daily basis. Also, it would ensure swift actions against these terrorists who are terrorizing the nation. Also, let's take a look. It would also raise global awareness on the insecurity happening in Nigeria, and nations around the world will provide aid to Nigeria in order to tackle these security challenges. And it would also unite both oppositions and the government in power to come together and discuss ways they can tackle these security issues, because the federal government would not want to lose the aid it receives from the United States of America. Having analyzed the positive impact, let's now talk about the negative impact of the threat the United States of America made. First of all, there is what we call sovereignty in international politics, and sovereignty means that every nation is sovereign and its territory cannot be violated by any other sovereign nation. So if the United States of America should invade Nigeria, it would be a direct confrontation against Nigeria's sovereignty, and which is totally in disagreement with international law, as every nation is sovereign. Let's also look at it from this angle. Nigeria insecurity issue cannot be narrowed down to religious issue alone, because Nigeria security issue has to do with both religious crisis, the ethnic crisis, and also political crisis, because it is not only Christians that are being killed on a daily basis. Muslims and some other religions too are being killed, and people from different ethnics too are being killed. So we cannot narrow this down alone to religious issue, as it is more complex, more bigger than religious issue in its own. So let's now look on the economic aspect. If the United States of America should cut economic aid it is giving to Nigeria, it would actually affect Nigeria economy, and the economy would be more worse than it is currently. Also, other nations would not want to invest. Nigeria is being placed in the list of nations of concern. Most nations would not want to invest in Nigeria, and this would affect our economy. And the United States of America, we should remember, are one of our major suppliers when it comes to weapons to tackle this insecurity. If they should stop giving aid to Nigeria, this would also further affect our security crisis. And let's also look at the instability it will cause. It will cause us political instability. For example, when you take a look from an historical point of view, when you check nations like Libya, Iraq and Afghanistan, ever since the United States of America invaded this nation, even after leaving this nation alone, this nation is still battling political instability, as ever since they've never been able to provide a stable government to serve the people. And let us also remember, the United States of America is a nation that really they are really with the ideology of capitalism, and in capitalism it is private individuals who exploit the resources of the nation. Don't you think the United States invading Nigeria would actually exploit our resources further? That's my own take, my own point of view regarding this issue. I would like you to comment on your own point of view, what you feel on this issue, having analyzed it from my own point of view and from an historical point of view. I would like to hear your own thoughts. Like, subscribe, and comment. My name is Samuel the Analyst, and this is my point of view. See you on the next video.